Ezra Miller finally broke the silence regarding his controversies, the Flash movie, and his career in general, apologizing for his actions and attempting to explain his recent behavior. After months of negative press, memes, and downright anger towards the actor, could this be enough to save what's left of the already problematic DC movie? What's wrong with the Flash movie? Well, it's safe to say that there are a lot of things wrong with this movie, beyond just negative headlines and other accusations toward Ezra Miller, the star of the film. There are creative differences within DC that have caused several delays and other setbacks. The Flash had many issues even before Ezra Miller ran headlong into controversy, becoming the fastest man alive to ruin his career. In fact, the issues started when Joss Whedon modified, rewrote, and changed up the Flash after he replaced Zack Snyder on the shoot of the Justice League movie. Because of the DCEU's internal conflicts and Whedon's controversial changes, the production behind the Flash movie was delayed. This is due to many behind-the-scenes conflicts and head-to-head battles between Snyder and Whedon, along with many other internal issues and power plays. Despite all of this, the actual movie itself still seems as if it's going to be released, albeit later. Wait, The Flash is still going to be released? Despite all the delays, issues, and controversy surrounding the Ezra Miller film, there's still a chance for a future release. In fact, according to reports from multiple sources, DC is hoping to release the movie. However, there is a significant possibility that the film itself could be scrapped completely if the situation doesn't improve with Ezra Miller. Interestingly enough, the situation surrounding Ezra Miller's controversy has yet to impact the production of the Flash film. In fact, it's still being produced as if nothing happened. With that being said, recent reports actually seem to indicate that Warner Brothers has considered several other approaches if the situation with Miller doesn't improve. This includes potentially scrapping the movie altogether and starting from scratch with a new cast, director, and crew. Well, it's still not sure what will happen with The Flash as of right now. Miller has made a very significant move that could save the movie and his career. The actor has finally issued a statement apologizing for his actions while also vowing to seek help for his complex mental health issues. Okay, so what did Ezra Miller say? Miller recently provided a statement to Variety, which says this: "Having recently gone through a time of intense crisis, I now understand that I'm suffering complex mental health issues and have begun ongoing treatment. I want to apologize to everyone that I have been alarmed and upset with my past behavior. I'm committed to doing the necessary work to get back to a healthy, safe, and productive stage in my life." This is leaps and bounds above how Miller had previously responded to the controversy, namely by ignoring it completely. Although the statement itself is fairly vague and doesn't address any of the specific allegations head-on, it's still a start. The statement also indicates that Miller is willing to seek help and is already in treatment for his mental health issues. This is a very important step as it shows that Miller is taking responsibility for his actions and is hoping to change his ways. This could lead to a potential redemption of the actor, making Miller someone Warner Brothers would be more willing to work with in the future. All of this doesn't really address the big question though. Despite this, it's worth wondering how true the allegations against Miller actually are, seeing as many of them have yet to be proven. In addition, many of the claims against Miller are not criminal but have more to do with inappropriate behavior. With no criminal charges against Miller yet, it's difficult to assess the severity of his actions and how much they've actually impacted the people he allegedly harmed. So, is this enough to save The Flash? This is a difficult question to answer as there's a lot that we don't know. We don't know what the future of The Flash is or whether Warner Brothers will decide to go through with the movie at all. With that being said, recent information seems to indicate that Warner Brothers is still planning to release the movie, but that they're considering other options just in case. Miller's statement may make Warner Brothers more likely to go through with the movie, but it definitely doesn't guarantee anything. We still don't know how much Miller actually did wrong, as many of the accusations against him are unproven and have yet to be confirmed. Okay, so what are the three options that Warner Brothers is considering? According to recent reports, Warner Brothers is considering three different options when it comes to The Flash. These include having Miller get help and doing limited press for the movie, scrapping the movie entirely, or having Miller do no press at all for the film. It's obvious that Warner Brothers isn't sure what they're going to do, but they seem to be leaning towards the first option, which is to have Miller get help and do limited press for the movie. This is pretty clear through the fact that Miller has issued this statement apologizing for his behavior and vowing to get help. The fact that Warner Brothers isn't scrapping the movie entirely or having Miller do no press at all for the film seems to indicate that they're not too concerned with the actor. Importantly, however, this may indicate indicates several things about Ezra Miller and the allegations against him. So what does it indicate? Well, this seems to show that Warner Brothers is taking the allegations against Miller seriously, but they're not too concerned about them. They're willing to work with Miller in the future, but they're not satisfied with his behavior just yet. Because of this, we can glean several important things about the situation. The first is that Warner Brothers doesn't believe that Miller's actions are severe enough to warrant scrapping the movie entirely, which probably means that although Miller has had some serious allegations against him, most of these may be overblown and not as serious as they seem. In addition, this also indicates that Warner Brothers is willing to give Miller a chance to redeem himself. This could mean that the allegations against him may not be entirely accurate, or that they may have been taken out of context. Of course, this is all just speculation at this point, but it's clear that Warner Brothers is still considering Miller for the Flash movie. With that being said, it's important to note that none of this should be taken as an indication that Miller is innocent of the allegations, just that Warner Brothers seems to be okay with continuing to work with the actor at this point in time. With this being said, most studios would definitely take a different course of action. Warner Brothers are pretty infamous for working with problematic actors, so this really isn't too surprising. Wait, what problematic actors have they worked with? A great example of this is Eternals, where they hired Barry Keoghan, who was arrested for a public order incident just a few months ago. Another example is The Boys Homelander actor Anthony Starr, who was arrested and convicted for assault after punching a chef twice and smashing a glass in his face, requiring stitches. In fact, Starr actually reached an agreement to avoid jail time, but was still present at San Diego Comic-Con to promote The Boys Season 3. So it's safe to say that Warner Brothers is no stranger to working with problematic actors. With that being said, they definitely seem to be more lenient with Miller than most studios would be. This could definitely be seen as a good thing, but it also could indicate that they really just don't care about Miller's actions, and that he may still need to be held accountable for his alleged actions. If this is the case, then it's definitely not a good look for Warner Brothers, and it could end up hurting the company in the long run. Will Miller actually recover? At this point, it's pretty hard to know whether or not Ezra Miller will actually recover. The first and most important thing is that Miller is currently taking steps to get help, which is a very good sign. With that being said, we don't know how long Miller has been dealing with his mental health issues, and we also don't know if he's going to be able to get better. It's also important to note that Miller has not addressed any of the specific allegations against him, which means that we don't know if he's innocent. On the bright side, this definitely puts Miller and the Flash movie on the right path, even if it's a bit rocky. The first and most important thing that Miller needs to do is to keep up with his treatment and stick to his plan to get help. If he's able to stay on track, there's a chance that he could make a full recovery, which would be amazing not just for himself, but also for his career. Of course, this is all easier said than done, but Miller definitely has a chance to turn his life around. If he's able to do that, then maybe he can actually save the Flash movie from being completely scrapped. That's it for this video though. What are your thoughts on this? Do you believe Miller needs to be held accountable for his actions and have his movie scrapped? Or do you think he should get a second chance?